All right, good morning. Welcome to Trading Futures Live. This is Franco, and this is the first time I do this Saturday session, but I think is one of the most important sessions that you can watch, and because the majority of beginning traders, they don't understand they need to do some work outside trading hours, outside market hours. And in this live stream is going to be very casual. It's not going to be very structured, but what I do on Saturdays is I review my week and I start for my missed trades. I'm going to start logging my missed trades and whatnot, and then analyze my trading and all that. So with that, let's put here the, I don't know if this one will work, pre-market, and then at the end of the session we will review what is coming up this week, like news and whatnot, what we can expect for the next trading week. All right, so I'm gonna start looking at my missed trade. So I do have that one, and I do have the 500. So all right, so we're good to go. All right, so here I want to say I had a miss trade yesterday. Let me connect my account. All right. So it's the first time I do a live stream on a Saturday. I think we do it every Saturday. We can start catching more people. All right, I did have a missed trade yesterday, and it was around, there we go. It was this 97 or 428. Let me check. So we broke to the upside. Yeah, it was 97. So I was planning to take this trade. Let me open up my trade station so I can record the tick chart and all that. All right, so what I do here on Saturdays is I like to start off with my missed trades from the past week. And I want to see why I did not take them and how can improve my trading. All right, so I do have the ADQD here and the tick chart. Let me put it in another screen so I can have more room in this one. There we go. Nice. All right, so the first trade that I missed yesterday was this one. So the pre-market high was right here. I don't know why I don't have the freaking pre-market high, but let's put it overnight high and low. There you go. All right, so that's the pre-market high, and I was expecting this thing to just explode to the upside, but that was not the case. It was a slow grind up. Every time we broke a new high, we came back down, we filled some buy orders, and then we finally broke to the upside, right? So, but I did have this area of interest, which is a pretty nice area, right? The breakout happened here, right? And this is the breakout. This is the breakout of the trapped traders. So this is the trapped traders setup, right? I do have some trapped traders right here, all trading long with the momentum, but they get trapped right here. They get flushed, and then sorry, not the breakout traders, the sellers, right? So they get into profit, then they get into a losing position, and then when the price comes back here, they try to bail out, right? So that's the idea of the pivot, putting some buying pressure right here, trap traders. So I'm gonna put here, right, trap traders setup. There you go, trap traders setup, right? Some sellers are right here, and they get on the water real quick, right? So I do have my edge wonk to the left, so I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to miss trades, miss trades, there you go, journal. All right, so we add and we start putting here. What time was this? This was the 9th, September 9th, and this was 10:25. Instruments is NQ. The setup is a tradable reaction. NQ tradable reaction to buy, right? We put here 125%. All right, so the entry would have been 12,497. I'm gonna put a standard to one contract, and I would say I did have this setup. I gotta check it on the live stream from yesterday, but I think it wasn't. It was even a higher target, but let's be conservative here. It went a lot higher. So let's say I put 6-1. I would have gotten 6-1 in the afternoon. Well, that was basically the last. Well, that was one of the retracements that we have. Yeah. The reality is that I did have this setup yesterday. I had the bracket order set up, but I didn't pull the trigger. So I wanna see what happened yesterday. So let's put conservatively 4-1 for my target. So my entry is 97. Right, and my stop loss is 12,478 3/4. Regular trading, no. All right, so my stop it was 12,478 3/4, and my target 12,570. I gotta go check the live stream because I did have the bracket order right there. I don't know if this was the target or was around here, but I conservatively 4-1 was a very achievable target though. And the target would have been filled, let's put here just to be sure, 11:33. All right, exit price is 12,570, and my profit and loss, which is not relevant, but let's see how much was that. 73 points. So 73 points times 20, that's 1460, right? 1460. Right, and for those watching, I'm just filling up my H1 right here. I am working on a miss trade that I had yesterday. So the first thing I do on Saturdays, I want to be mindful of what happened during the week. And I want to see how I can improve. I want to see how I can improve here. All right, so let's get back to the chart. When I come to the advanced trade data, I will put the H1 so you guys can watch how I do this. All right, so for now, let's take a couple of pictures here. I want to be aware of this trap trader setup right here. Let's put, all right, let me open up this so I have a very better picture right there. There we go. Okay, so we did have the overnight high right here. We broke to the upside, then we retraced, then we finally broke in a solid manner to the upside. And I did have this area that I did not take yesterday. I hesitated. So, all right, so I do take a picture of this. I put it in my H1. Now I want to see, I do want to see when my order was filled, in theory, what was the ADQD doing? Okay, so this is 1025, so this is a 1026. So is a 1026. Let's put this live trading. All right, so this is a 1026. I want to see what the 1026 was doing. There you go. So it was this one. It was basically touching the blue box that I had yesterday. Okay, so I do mark this pivot out, right? All right, let's go to the tick chart. 1026, same time. 1026. This is a kind of like, this is a boring part of trading, but it's the only part that will make you better. If you don't do this, I guarantee you it's very hard. So 1026, there we go, 1026. I do mark this, and then I interpret what is this doing, right? We opened up, and then we created a lower low, right? And after this, we never, one thing that I like to consider here is the opening, right? So the opening, the first 15 minutes, let's say here, I don't rely too much into the tick chart because if the market is up, right? The market is up pre-market, 0.5%, it can open like here, right? If it's up 2%, we can open right here. So I don't care too much about this. So what I do care is that the first 30 minutes, we did not break to the downside, and we sustained here. So we were creating from here higher highs, right? And then we created a lower low. Now we are creating a lower low right here, but at the time of the fill, look at this. It dipped, but immediately reversed to the upside, right? We never broke to the upside here and nor here, right? But nevertheless, the tick chart was not the best, but it was an extreme right here, okay? So I want to take a picture of this and record. There we go. And put it here on the edge wonk. All right, so let's put my edge wonk right here. All right, so these are the pictures that I'm taking. Now I go to the advanced trade data, right? And I want to go over all these 13 custom comments that I have created, very personal for myself, right? Is this the best trade of the day, worst trade of the day, or duplicated trade? That's not relevant. It's a missed trade, right? All right, so the trend on the 30-minute, was an uptrend. On the 7-minute was an uptrend, and on the 3-minute, let's go over the 3-minute chart. So the 3-minute chart, let's go over the 3-minute. Oh, it was super bullish, so uptrend, right? All right, did the price go 50% inside my zone? Well, let's go see the picture. Kind of, right? I would say that 97, 90, 78. Well, not really. It was, yeah, I would say that yes. Right, it came to 87. So yes, it came inside 50% of the zone, right? And I will review how this thing works later. You can filter them and then see when the setup is there, what are the best conditions for you to take a trade. I mean, for me in this case, was it a confirmation? I would say yes, because tick chart was not there, so I would have taken a confirmation. Actually, I was expecting this thing to deeper inside the zone and then continue. Trade location, was it a good location or was it a bad location? I would say it was not a good location, right? We were up already 1%. And I would say I was high on the curve for the day, right? It was basically the top of the chart. 7-minute, and this was the reason why I did not take this trade. This 7-minute was very old, so by the time 10:25 and the 7-minute closed at 27, so it was old. He had just 2 more minutes to go. Was it an overnight zone? No. Revisited the zone? No. Tested more than twice? Actually, no. Ended up working after break even? 0. It went beyond my target. It went 6-1. All right. Tick change. Tick trend on favor. Tick trend against. Was it a good location for the tick chart? Absolutely yes. And the ADD was very, very coherent and in the right side of the trade. Okay, so with that, we have our missing trade right here. Let's record it, and then voila, we do have there the missed trade. All right, so let's go over the chart again, because I want to erase all these numbers, sorry, these graphics, and I want to investigate what is going on in this chart, why. All right, so for yesterday, that was the only setup that I did have. I did not take any other trade. I would say I would tend to consider this one, but at 12:30, I wouldn't have taken this trade. It was a good trade, but that's not my type of setup, so I'm gonna skip it, right? You can lie to yourself and think you could have taken any trade in the chart, but that's not the reality. It's more like what you are more likely to have taken, right? All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to Thursday and see if I missed any sort of trade. Then, oh, this one was the one that I took. Right, I took it right here, but I want to record the real one because the real trade. If you guys see my recap for Thursday, I did take this trade right here, right? I took some heat and then finally worked out, right? But the reality is that the pattern changed right here. So we were coming down. Right, we were coming down, and we finally started to create the W pattern or the M pattern, whatever you want to call it. Right, the M pattern will be when it's reversing from the top. So the W pattern is when it's reversing from the bottom. But more importantly, when this low happened, the tick chart was in the lowest point for the day, whereas when this low happened, the tick was creating a higher low, right? So this is what it tells me. All right, we are about to change a trend, and the good part here is that you don't need to take the trade right here, because the tick can continue to make a higher low, but price can continue to go down, and if you bought here, you're just getting a lot of heat, right? But the thing is this: I want to be aware that when all these pivots here are violated, then we have completed the pattern, right? 1, 2, right? And then we completed the pattern right here. We broke the trend line to the downside, and we start to look for a pullback to this area. So if you see this, with very minimal risk, we could have taken this, and I realized this very, very late, right? So you do have this, you do have this, so you have few other zones that you can trade off, right? But let's say this one is the highest probability, and if I would have put my stop break even, never would have stopped me out, right? Now I got in right here, and because I understand that pullbacks are coming, I couldn't move my stop 1-to-1. I needed to let it breathe, right? And then finally worked out to the upside. But the real entry, I'm sorry about this, the real entry is right, right here. So let's record this trade. Let's go over my edge wonk again, right? Go over my edge wonk and add trade. All right, so this happened on the 8th, right? And the time of the fill was 12:35. 12:35. Now, and I wanna say this, on the previous trade that I found that could have been taken, but I did not consider as a miss trade. It was a 12:30. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. All right, so I was talking about the trade that I didn't record. I didn't took as a main trade yesterday at 12:30. That's not a real trade or setup for me because of the time. But the caveat is this: if the short would have been there, that's another story. But the reality is that continue to make longs at 12:30 after the market is up 1.5%. That's not realistic for me. The location gets weaker and weaker as long as the days pass, right? So I want to be clear about that. If the short would have been there, like meaning a trend change like this one would have show up, that would have been another story, right? Okay, but all right, let's continue with this trade. All right. So the entry was at 12:35, and I want to say a 5-to-1. All right, let's put 5-to-1. That makes me put a target at, and I would say pull by a continuation, right? That's the setup that I use here. And the entry is 12,187.75. My stop loss is 12,169, and my price target is at 122.81.50, right? Trade exit data can be filled out when the trade is fully closed. Understand? So it was the 8th, and this one got filled at 1:26. So 13:26. There we go. And the field price would have been 122.81.50. Profit or loss, like I say all the time, it's not relevant, but it's something that this thing asks. 93.5 times 20 is 1870. Right, all right, so let's go to the screenshots. I do want to put here reversal patterns. Reversal pattern slash alignment with a tick trend change. There you go. These two pivots. There you go. All right, so let's record this. There we go. Screenshot, paste. Now, after I put here, I want to go over the trade station here. So same thing. Let's go to the previous day. go to the previous day, right? And there you go. I do have it marked out because I realized this when I took the trade, right? So 12:34, the time of my fill would have been here. Now we do have this reversal pattern right here. It came to my blue box, but the entry I got in here even later because I was so I want to say I trust the setup so much that I was willing to take a higher risk and not miss the trade. Well, it was close still to my original fill price. It was, how much was it? It was 8 points, so it was an extra $160 of risk, and I was willing to take that extra risk and not miss the trade, right? Now the bad part here is that I was into profit and then underwater immediately, right? So I went into a very good profit and then I was back to break even and underwater a little bit, right? But that's how trading works. So you cannot be even though I do a very good amount of effort and trying to be very precise, I think it's something that has hurt my trading big time because I want to be perfect. I want to have the best entry, and there's no perfection in this business, and I don't think in any other business as well. All right, so there you go. Here 12:08. I want to show you this. This is the real deal. This is how you spot the trend change. So let's do it together, right? You do see how the tick chart is not making new highs right here since 10:20 around there, right? Not new highs, not new highs, not new lows, not new lows, right? Not new highs, not new highs, not new highs, until it breaks down and the shorts start to unfold, right? So it creates a low, not a new high. So in this regard, we do have this, right? What happened here? Are you guys following me? There you go. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So I was saying not new lows. Oh, sorry, new lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, right? Until we finally create this new low here from here, right? We didn't break this one, but you gotta understand, tick chart is something that is a momentum is a momentum gauge. It's not something that, all right, if we didn't break like the one at 10, that doesn't mean that. No, I want to see the previous two, right? The previous 2, 3, whatever, not too far or too long ago. I want just to see what is happening right there, right? This is a momentum gauge that I use. So it didn't create a new high. It certainly didn't create a new low right here, but again, buyers showed up, and when buyers start showing up, when this thing is going up, the market is selling off. So I want to show you, right? This low happened at when this thing closed is at 12:08, right? So let's go to the chart. Let's go to 500 volume bar. So this is why 500 volume bar, right? Let me open up this, right? So 12:08 happened right here. So this is the low for the tick chart. What? No worries. No, Pap, it's a very casual session, no worries. What? You don't understand? Try to... No worries, Papi. Just try to do it better, all right? That's okay. So I was saying, tick chart is creating a new low right here, 12:08. Now 1208 is when the 1 minute candle closed. So this low is not 1008, it's before 1008, and we can see it here, right? You can see it here how it creates this new low, right? So market is going lower and creates this low. It creates the it creates this W pattern, right? And it dips further, and then when it dips further, and here's the tricky part. Here's the tricky part. I want to see when it dips farther, where is the tick, right? So it's 1222. So it's the candle that closes at 1223. Let's go over here. 1223. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there you go. It's a dip in the market, but it's not a dip in the. It's not a dip in the tick chart, right? First sign. So this is a lack of momentum to the downside. Whereas if we see the tick chart testing this low, you will say, all right, this thing is, it has a lot of momentum, a lot of sellers, a lack of buyers and whatnot. And then suddenly you have a rejection right here on the tick chart, and the market reversed, right? When it reversed, I will talk about this pattern, right? I couldn't care less about the pattern. It's not what the pattern says, because you can have a lot of noise, especially in the 500 volume bar. So this pattern could have been different, but I want to spot this thing, the divergence on the tick chart and on the market, right, that I'm trading. But at the end, I do care about these two pivots. Could have been 1 pivot, 3 pivot, 4 pivots, but I do care about this thing putting some pressure into buying direction. So I want to point out right this. So this was the supply, right? This was the supply that created these two pivots, right? And we dip deeper, but with lack of momentum. So immediately buyers stepped in, and we continued to the upside. When we broke to the upside right here, I want to see if I do have some sort of rally-based rally and retest. That's what I looked for, right? So, and I did have this, a continuation and the retest, meaning that the price came to this candle, to this very candle, right? Even when it was in front of supply, but sellers were not very powerful. They came here, it went up, we finally broke, and then we retraced, meaning buyers were waiting here for price to come in, right? So after price comes in, they step in and push price up. So there are several things that I interpret what is happening, and there's no way we can know what the hell happens here. But this is my interpretation. This is very personal. It's not a recommendation, but this is how I see the chart, right? Sellers were here, and in futures markets, you can have sellers just opening new positions, right? And when they open new positions, they are into profits, but they think this thing is gonna go, right? Whereas when the price comes back, right, they start losing money from this point, being very conservative here, this point, right? And then they're deep underwater, and then price comes back, they try to bail out their position, right? They try just to cover the shorts, wait for another trade, whatever it can be happening. So this is a trap traders setup as well, right? But I do like the pattern very much. All right, so let's after we took this picture, let's take the picture for the ADQD, right? And then let's go over my edge wonk, put it on here. Let's go over the advanced trade data. All right, advanced trade data. This is not relevant. This is a mistrade. All right, so the 30-minute was going up, down, or sideways. So I would say, let's go over the 30-minute. I would argue that this is sideways. I know it went up and then it came down sharply to the low of the chart. I would say more like sideways, right? It didn't broke any sort of trend. Certainly this 7-minute was down and the 3-minute was very down. All right, when inside the zone, more than 50%, not at all. Less than 50%. Was it a confirmation? No. Should have been a limit order. Trade location. So the trade location is real good. Very low on the curve. All right, this is a tricky part. The 7-minute. So was the 7-minute young or it was old? So let's see. This is 12:34 and 48 seconds. 12:40 34. It was very young. The next closed at 40. So it was young. High probability for me. When I do trade on the 7-minute young, is a very good. Overnight zone, revisited the zone, ended up working after break even, not at all. The trade worked smoothly. It went beyond my target, 6-1. Tick change and tick trend on favor. There you go. Good tick location. And the ADQD, let's go over the ADQD. So let's see here. So the ADQD was coherent, but it was on the wrong side of the chart. ADQD was coherent, but on the wrong side of the chart. There you go. And voila, we have logged our trade. What do you need, Mama? In church. She went to church, puppy. Huh? No, we didn't go. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so all right, let's continue on. So I recorded 2 missed trades from this week. They were very good setups. They were there, and it was very, very important for me to understand what happened, right? So one of the reasons that I didn't take yesterday's trade, it was the 7-minute, right? So I want to go here. I want to go here and home. Sorry, I want to go here and let's put trade analytics, right? And this is the good part of the edge wonk. Let's put outcome, right? Because it's the most important thing that we want out of trading. So, and let's put some the last 5 months, April to today. All right, so this is my, I've taken 216 trades average win rate is 22%, and the expectancy is $99. Now, I want to point out that this 22% is because it takes out in consideration the break-even trade. So a lot of my universe, if you see here, I do have a lot of break-evens, 81. That's and they don't take it into consideration, right? But they do 49 divided by they just do it 49 divided by 216 is 23%, right? So that's the 23% win rate. That's actually accurate. Whereas in my monthly report, I don't know why they do it differently, but this is how H1 is made, right? So after I have this filter, I like to come here. This is basic filters, right? But I want to go to advanced filters. And I want you to notice what happens when I start playing with these custom comments. Match all custom statistics, right? I don't have anyone selected, but I want to tell you, all right, what happens if I take an M7 Young, right? Oh, this is a metric that I just started taking it, right? So like probably a month ago or 2 months ago. So let's not put that one. Let's put real mid right here. So all right, tick trend on favor. If I just filter by tick trend on favor, I have 31% win rate, right? If you see here, break evens, losing, and winning trades, right? So winning rate. If I go here on ADD coherence, ooh, I improve a lot from 32 to 36, right? My expectancy from $100, sorry, from how much was it? From 245 came up to 306, right? And then let's put ADD on the right side of the trade, 219, or wrong side of the day. Ooh, when I am in the wrong side of the day, my expectancy is 453. So just 22 trades, right? But look at the win rate, just 3 break evens. So that's the higher probability for me, right? And I wanna check what happens when I do not take this type of trades. Look, I made $11,000 and I lost $900, right? So that's the overwhelmingly difference between taking good trades and bad trades, good setups and bad setups, right? So when you understand this, you just wait for the right setup. If it doesn't show up today, might be tomorrow. But why I should take a trade that does not have these conditions, right? And let's see this. So let's say in the wrong side of the trade, let's take that out, and I put ADD not coherent, right? When ADD is not coherent, I still make money, but my expectancy came from $400 to $76, right? Just 27 trades. Let's say trend on favor, let's trend against. Wow, there you go. When the trend on the tick chart is against me and all these conditions are met, I just loot $172 per trade. Look, as a matter of fact, I didn't win any trade, right? So why would I take this setup again? Does it make sense to me? I don't think so, right? I think for anyone right? This trading is very personal, and you can have your own custom statistics like the ones that I created, but only you, and you are the only one that knows in reality what are the conditions for your trades to be met, right? And how do you achieve that? Well, number one is practice. You need to understand that you need to practice trading beforehand. Before you put some serious money, you need to have all these numbers, right? Real statistics, real trades that give you data, gives you information so you can improve over time, right? And this is the real magic on. Let's put here wrong side of the trade, ADD coherent. So this is my best setup, right? I do not take these setups every day. I do have different type of setups, and I keep working and improving, right? But I do have these filters. So let me get rid of this, and I want to go to this simulate page. Let's say number of simulation like 25. Let's put in 999 trades, right? So this is my average win rate is 41% over the entire universe of my trades. Average gains is $700. Average loss is $330, and the average risk and reward rate is 2. So let's start the simulation, right? And here it is, how you can see how my trades will go only if I trade just that one setup, right? With these filters, right? Whereas, what if I take all this out? If I take all this out and trend against me, there you go. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Because this is the curve that I use if I just put one setup. The one setup that makes me money, this is the simulation, the Monte Carlo simulations that I could get, right? Okay. If we change all the filters, look at that. It wouldn't take me but 200 trades just to destroy my account. And this takes into consideration a very good risk management, like 1 to 2% risk per trade. So what's the lesson here? Here's the lesson. All right, what if I just clear this out, right, and see how my trading goes without filtering? All right, so let's get rid of this. All right, so it's calculating. So it goes well, but not as well as if I were taking just my A+ setup, right? We saw what was my A+ setup before. So do I have room for improve? Big time, right? So that's what I do on Saturdays. I like to come back here, see my missed trades, see these Monte Carlo simulations, see if I can certainly improve over time. And the reality is that the majority of the beginning traders, they either don't know this or they're not willing to put the work to improve, right? So this is what I do every Saturday. Go over my H1, record my missing trades, and see where I can improve, right? So after that, now I'm going to wrap up this video, but probably next Saturday I will do some back test. So what I do is I download NinjaTrader data, right, and some I got a Thinkorswim account, TD Ameritrade account, and I download the data for the tick chart and the ADQD so I can reply that in real time. I mean, it's recorded, but I can do that simultaneously while the market is open and tick chart is in replay, both in replay, so I can see in real time how they behave, right? Backtest these different setups. I can do that next week, right? But I do think that is very productive to do this type of work, and this is the only work that definitely make you better with time, right? Go to the setup, see what happened, get some like characteristics for the trade, for the setup, what happened here, what happened there, what is going on, what time it is, how's the volume, how is, I mean, it's very particular. It is for you. It's just not me. It's not for me to tell you, use this, use that. I use the 7-minute. I haven't seen anyone using the 7-minute, right? So I would say one nickname for me would be the 7-minute trader, right? But yeah, that's what I do. All right. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up this video, right? And see you guys on Monday, 8:45 for the pre-market, and 9:25 for the live trading. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribe and hit that notification button just to follow every time I go live. Okay, so have a nice weekend, you all, and see you back on Monday. Thank you.